In this video, I will show you how to install Kali Linux 2023 in VirtualBox on a Windows 11 PC. Now, this is a step-by-step guide on installing Kali Linux 2023 on VirtualBox. The version we will be installing is Kali Linux 2023.3. Now watch this video till to the end and learn how to install Kali Linux 2023 in a VirtualBox on a Windows PC. Now without further ado, let's get started. Since we're installing Kali Linux in a VirtualBox, you must have enabled hardware virtualization on your PC or laptop. Now by default, this feature is enabled and allows you to run and test any OS in a virtual environment. If it's not enabled, you need to check the BIOS settings and turn on hardware virtualization. Now once it's enabled, you can verify the status using the Task Manager. Additionally, if you are a laptop user, make sure to enable the high performance mode. You can enable this feature by going to the control center and searching for the power plan option. Now create a new plan and select the performance setting. Now, this will ensure that the system runs at higher clock speeds, enhancing the virtual machine experience. It's time to start installing Kali Linux in a VirtualBox on a Windows 11 PC. Go ahead, open your favorite browser and head over to this link and click on this button to download Kali Linux. Now, at the time of recording this video, Kali Linux 2023.3 is the latest version. You can choose the default 64-bit ISO, or you can pick everything ISO that has every possible tool. Now, for now, I choose to go with the recommended ISO. Then head over to this second link and download the VirtualBox for your PC or laptop. It's also recommended to download the VirtualBox extension pack that supports USB devices, disk encryption, and more. Now, once it's done downloading, place them on your desktop for easier navigation. Then go ahead, double-click on the VirtualBox and follow the on-screen instructions to install it. Now double-click on the extension pack and install it to add extra hardware support. Now as you can see, this is the user interface of the VirtualBox. We're going to go ahead and create a brand new virtual machine for Kali Linux. To do so, click on the New button, name the virtual machine. This is the folder location where all the files of VM are stored. Then set the type as Linux, and for the version, I'm going to choose the latest Debian preset. Now click on Next. Now allocate the RAM and CPU cores for the Kali Linux virtual machine. I'm going to use 8 gigs of RAM and 3 CPU cores for faster performance. Now make sure the slider stays inside the green color. Then click on Next. Now allocate the storage space of 20 GB or higher. Now this is the summary of the virtual machine and click on Finish. Now as you can see, you have created Kali Linux virtual machine. By selecting it, click on Settings, choose General, Advanced, and set the shared clipboard as bidirectional. Now this allows clipboard sharing between Windows 11 or host OS and Kali Linux. I'm not going to enable the drag and drop and leave it disabled. Then select Display from the sidebar and increase the video memory to the maximum. I'm going to enable 3D acceleration, which allows guest machines to use the host machine GPU to render 3D graphics based on OpenGL. Now select storage from the sidebar and under the IDE controller, click on Empty, then click on this DVD icon and choose a disk file. Go ahead and import the Kali Linux ISO that looks like this. Then I'm going to select Network. You can use the default NAT. If in case you want this virtual machine to be accessed by another computer within a network, it's better to choose a bridged adapter. That way, Kali Linux will have its IP address and can be used to connect from a remote computer via SSH. That's it, we have done configuring the virtual machine. It's time to start the VM. To do so, click on the Start button. Then click anywhere inside the virtual machine. Keep in mind that when you click inside a virtual machine, the cursor control will be bound to the guest OS. To release, press the right control on your keyboard to get the control of the cursor back to the host OS. Now choose Graphical Install using the arrow keys and press the Enter key to boot into the new Kali Linux installer. Now go ahead and set the system language, then select your location and set the keyboard language. Now leave Kali as the hostname and click on Continue. For the domain name, leave it empty. Create a user account and password. Now choose to use the entire disk, then select the virtual disk, choose all-in-one partition and finish partitionizing the virtual drive. After a few minutes, you will see this window to choose the desktop environment. I tried XFCE, Plasma, and GNOME work fine without any issues. But for now, I would like to use a Plasma desktop environment and click on Continue. Now lastly, you need to install the grub bootloader. Choose Yes and Continue. Then select the virtual drive and continue to finish the installation. Now once the installation is complete, click on Continue to reboot. We don't have to remove the installation media. VirtualBox will do it automatically for us. And voila, now you can see the login screen. Type your password to log in. Now let me jump into the full screen mode. Now as you can see, the VM is not using the full screen resolution. We're going to fix that issue in a moment. It's time to install the VirtualBox Guest Edition tools that will enable 3D acceleration, clipboard sharing, full screen support, and more functionalities. To do so, first open the terminal and run this command to update the source list. Then type this command to search for kernel headers. Now look for a meta package that comes with the latest kernel and headers. You can install kernel headers by typing this command. Now once it's done, reboot the virtual machine. Now using the menu bar, choose to insert guest editions. Once it's mounted, open File Manager and you will see a CD icon on the sidebar. Click on it, copy the all files and paste them into the Documents directory. Then open the terminal and navigate to the Documents directory. We need to install this file to enable all the extra features of the VirtualBox. To do so, change the permissions to this file by running this command. Then type this command to execute the package. Then type yes to continue. And that's it. Guest Edition support is added to the Kali Linux virtual machine. Now shut down the VM. Then go to the main user interface of the VirtualBox. Choose Kali Linux and unmount the guest editions. Now you can turn on the virtual machine. Voila, now you can see the full screen mode works and Kali Linux runs super smooth. The plasma animations and transitions are very fast. And this is how you properly install Kali Linux in a VirtualBox on any Windows PC or laptop. It's time to show you how to SSH into a VM from the host OS. First, open the terminal on the Kali Linux virtual machine and install the OpenSSH server. Once it's installed, execute these two commands to enable the service. Now type this command to edit the SSH configuration file and extend the idle timeout limit for SSH connections. Now uncomment the two specified lines. Now set the client alive interval to more than 1 million to keep the SSH connection active for several hours. Now once you have made these changes, save them. To find out the IP address assigned to your virtual machine, type IP space A and look for the ETH-O interface. Now copy this IP address. Now on a Windows OS, open the terminal or command prompt, type SSH, username, ampersand, and paste the IP address. Then enter the login password, and voila, you have successfully connected to the Kali Linux virtual machine via SSH from the host OS. It's always recommended to create a snapshot of your Kali Linux virtual machine. If anything goes wrong with your virtual machine after a few days, you can use the backup to restore it to its normal state without having to recreate the entire virtual machine. To do so, shut down the VM, select the Kali Linux virtual machine, and click on this hamburger icon. Now click this button to take a snapshot. If in case you decide to delete the Kali Linux virtual machine, first turn off the VM. Then head over to the main user interface of Kali Linux. From the sidebar, select Kali Linux and right-click on it and choose to remove and delete it. And that's pretty much it. What do you guys think about it? If you have any questions, do post them in the comment section below and I will try to help you. Thanks for watching my video. This has been KSK Ryle. I will see you in the next one.